For generations, this valley provided life. Water, the blood of the tribe, is disappearing into the cracked mud. The tribal leader, an elder scarred by a lifetime of survival, looks out over his starving people. They are weak, their ribs showing through weather-beaten skin. Food is gone. A young mother tries to soothe her crying child, searching for moisture in a withered root. The hunters return from the parched plains. Their hands are empty. The herds they once relied on have already fled, following a primal instinct to move north. To stay is to embrace death. The leader raises his primitive staff. The migration must begin. There is fear in their eyes, but the collective will to survive overrides the terror of the unknown. They abandon the caves of their ancestors, leaving behind the bones of those who came before. The first miles are a test of sheer endurance through a landscape covered in toxic dust. The ash burns their throats, forcing them to improvise defenses against the air itself. A sudden tectonic tremor shakes the valley, a reminder that the earth itself is chasing them out.
Get up! We have to go now, quickly!
Behind them, a fresh fissure erupts, spewing molten rock into the abandoned valley. The fiery glow lights their path into the darkening night, driving them faster into the wilderness. The leader stays awake, his stone axe resting on his knee, waiting for the dawn of the long journey. They find the frozen carcass of an ancient horse, a grim but vital source of calories. Modern tools do not exist. Survival requires the brute force of stone hitting the bone. They eat raw, frozen meat, desperate for any energy to keep their legs moving. The smell of blood carries far across the open tundra, alerting the true masters of this frozen realm. The tribe moves quickly, sensing that lingering means becoming the hunted. Blinded by the snow, they crawl up a steep, icy ridge, fighting the gravity that threatens to drop them into the abyss. The storm breaks, revealing a breathtaking but terrifying sight. A massive canyon that blocks their path north. The only way across is a crumbling, narrow land bridge, sculpted by ancient glaciers. The Caucasian male leader steps out first, testing the stability of the icy rock.
They cross the chasm, but the emotional and physical toll leaves them broken.
They find a dense forest of ancient pine trees, offering a temporary shield from the elements. For the first time in days, they use dry wood and flint to strike a spark of life. Fire returns to the tribe, bringing warmth, hope, and a temporary shield against the dark. The forest provides safety, but to reach the fertile lands, they must cross the great hunting valley of the apex giants. This is a realm dominated by beasts that view humans as simple prey.
The leader uses a simple trick, mimicking a predator's hiss to scare the young giant away.
Startled, the young mammoth recoils and runs back to its mother, leaving the tribe undiscovered.
But the noise has drawn the attention of a hunting pack of saber-toothed cats abide. The tribe must fight. They cannot outrun these predators on the open plain. The lead saber-tooth lunges, its massive claws tearing through the air. They abandon the caves of their ancestors, leaving behind the bones of those who came before. The beast impales itself on the primitive weapon, its weight crashing down onto the hunter.
The other hunters lunge forward, using stone axes to finish the deadly duel.
The remaining cats, seeing their alpha fallen, retreat into the tall grass.
The defender survives, but his chest bears the deep, bloody marks of prehistoric claws. The tribe uses the gifts of nature to bind his wounds, using moss and resin to stop the bleeding. They harvest the meat of the dead predator, an irony of survival, where the hunter becomes the sustenance. They build a makeshift travois out of branches to carry the wounded man forward.
The water is deep, and hidden dangers lurk beneath the glassy surface.
They must build rafts out of fallen logs, a race against the setting sun.
They launch their crude vessels into the dark, misty waters of the prehistoric lake.
Where are we going? I cannot see the shore. The others are gone. This fog is unnatural.
What in the world was that? Hold on! Look, it's a whale!
They crash onto the rocky northern shore, the rafts breaking apart against the boulders. They climb out of the basin, leaving the valley of predators behind them forever. Before them lies the final and most brutal barrier, the great mountain pass of stone and ice. Their bodies are broken, but their spirits are bound to a single goal. Tomorrow, they cross.
The ascent into the sky begins. Air turns thin.
Cold cuts through their simple animal hides like flint through flesh. The wounded hunter can no longer be dragged on the sled. The path is too narrow and steep. Despair threatens to dissolve the tribe from within. One member collapses in the snow, refusing to go on. High above them,
A massive shelf of glacial ice groans under its own immense weight.
The avalanche! Run! Get to cover! Hurry! It's right behind us!
Run is a universal command of survival.
They dive into the rocky niche, just as the white darkness swallows the world.
Trapped in total darkness, 2 indigenous American women wait, buried alive by the mountain.
An East Asian female leader uses her bare hands to claw through the wall of packed ice blocking the exit. A breakthrough. A fist cuts through the snow, letting a brilliant beam of light pierce the dark. They emerge from the avalanche's tomb into the blinding light of the highest point of the pass. They look down the other side of the mountain. The promised land is finally within sight. The descent is easy, driven by the psychological weight lifting from their shoulders. The injured hunter opens his eyes, feeling the warmth of a true sun on his healed skin. They have crossed the world. They have beaten the frost, the beasts, and the fire. The Great Migration is over. The struggle for a new home begins now. They build their first permanent shelter, utilizing the strong timber of the new forest.
The women gather soft grass to create comfortable bedding for the children, a luxury unknown during the march.
The leader takes his ancestral flint hand axe, the tool that carved their path through history, and lays it upon a prominent stone.
He steps back, his duty fulfilled. The future of his line is secure.
As night falls, a grand fire is lit, not for survival, but for celebration. They dance and chant, creating the first primitive songs to tell the epic tale of the Great Migration. The young children listen, their wide eyes reflecting the firelight, absorbing the story of how their parents conquered the world. We exist today because thousands of generations ago, a small band of humans refused to die. They kept walking.
Their journey is our history.